Episode 1. Dawn. Whose? A young man reacted on instinct, throwing off his warm comfortable covers, jumping up from his bed, and putting his clothes on. All of this was done in less than one breath. At this time, most of the other students were sleeping. The young man was between 13 and 14 years old, with a slim body and a childish face. He wasn't super handsome, but still good looking. His eyes were especially clear and full of fighting spirit. Just a bit longer and I will be eligible to finally get my orange belt. Then I'll have all these other idiots shut up, the young man says. Still sounding a little sleepy, this young man's name was Bobby Brown. Half a year ago, he came from the recruitment center at Belmont to the San Francisco City training facility. Based on his superb performance, the city's training facility was very reputed as the fighters that reached the top. They were said to have mystic abilities of controlling things such as Thea Kai, helping them on their path to becoming immortal beings. Back at Belmont, he was a genius for his age and was the first to receive a yellow belt at his age. From then on, he left the life of mortals and stepped into the gateway of becoming one of the greatest fighters to have ever lived. At that time, every old person in the city praised him for his talent, saying his future could not be measured. His family, friends, and other relatives all had big hopes for him. However, only Bobby knew how much more effort he put in than his peers, allowing him to become the genius of Belmont's recruiting center with the goal of becoming one of the greatest fighters to have ever lived. He knew that one of the only ways to get there was by learning to control his ki at the main training facility at San Francisco. Kai was the latent life force that exists in everyone and everything. By learning to harness this latent energy, a person could gain superhuman capabilities and use them in extreme forms of combat. The control of one's ki would allow them to have extraordinary abilities like super strength, speed, stamina, elemental control, hyper-awareness, and at times, even invulnerability. The Belmont Recruitment Center was one of the main martial arts organization's side branches. Every 5 years, there would be 2 people recommended to the main facility. The person who came with Bobby was Jessica Parker, a girl who had received her yellow belt after him, after leaving Belmont. Bobby was full of fighting spirit, well determined to go to the main facility and show off his skills.